Paris, France. The crowds had been gathering since daybreak. International movie star Jonah Wizard's latest blockbuster film, Quick Exit, was having its European premiere. Fans crammed the bleachers. Signs waved Jonah Wizard est formidable. J. Time Jonah. Photographers clicked and jockeyed for position as the co-stars arrived, one after the other. "I could use a burger," Jonah said. He gazed out at the crowd from the back seat of an SUV parked across the street. "Get Mr. Wizard a burger," a thin, tense woman said to a tall, muscular guy in jeans and an irate "break for stop signs" t-shirt. "Dude, I'm his bodyguard, not his maid," Hamilton said, in a genial tone. He had signed up for the tour to watch his best friends back, not wait on him. It was his first movie tour, and he was constantly floored by how Jonah's every wish was granted. "A glass of water, Mr. Wizard?" "Certainly. Still or sparkling? Ice or lukewarm? Lemon or lime? French or Italian?" When Hamilton had added bathroom or kitchen, Jonah had cracked up. The publicists, what was her name? Mandy? Sandy? Andy? Had not. "I can wait," Jonah added. "It's just that I've been in interviews all day. I'm tired of cheese." "They keep giving me cheese." The publicist whispered out her phone. The publicist whipped out her phone and spoke into it in dire tones. "No more cheese for Mr. Wizard." There was a knock at the window. It was time to go. The fans had been whipped up into the appropriate frenzy. The photographers were primed and waiting. Hamilton slipped into his leather jacket, the one that Jonah insisted he buy, so he'd look like a cake-butt bodyguard. "Ready, dude?" Jonah asked Ham. "Ready, bro." They exchanged a grin. Celebrities had a habit of complaining about premieres and adoring crowds, but nobody was having a better time than Jonah and Ham. Hotel suites, a private plane, free fruit? Awesome. No one had been more surprised than Ham when he'd become best friends with his famous, distant Cahill cousin. Jonah was his polar opposite. He'd been a hip-hop star at 13, a legend at 16, and was now a movie star. He had enough electricity to power the City of Light. He was a Janus, the branch of the Cahills that was all about creativity and charisma. Ham was a Thomas, an athlete with a fondness of sweat and electrolytes. Ham exited first. He held the door for Jonah, who emerged with his publicist and started across the street. Ham followed, his eyes constantly moving behind his dark glasses, tracking every shift and turn, making sure nobody was breaking through the barriers and heading for them. Jonah and Ham had been through a lot together, almost died together on a mountain in the Bavarian Alps, so this was easy stuff. All he had to do was watch out for paparazzi. Jonah adopted the rolling, super casual walk he favored when cameras were clicking. He waved at the crowd. Ham kept close, but allowed a light line for cameras. Jonah was stopped by a pretty journalist in a trim velvet coat. "Mr. Wizard, how do you feel about premiering your film in Paris?" "I'm living the dream," Jonah said. "My favorite city." "And how do you think French girls compare to Americans?" Hamilton felt his phone vibrate in his pocket. Three short bursts. Emergency signal. He could tell by Jonah's face that he'd felt it too. "One speaks French, the other speaks English," Jonah said. He ended this nonsensical sentence with a chuckle of such dazzling charm that the reporter laughed and the audience applauded. Ham followed Jonah as he brushed by the microphones and photographers and made a beeline for the theater. The publicist tripped after on high heels, trying to catch up. "There's an exit down the right side aisle," Ham said. He'd already checked out the theater. Part of the job. Leads into an alley. Metro station 2 blocks away. "Mr. Wizard! Mr. Wizard! Your seat is in the 3rd row. On the left. Not that way. Hello? Bodyguard, whatever your name is. You're supposed to hover, not talk to the talent." She caught up to them and leaned into Jonah. "You have to take your seat. You're sitting next to the ambassador," she hissed. "Sorry, Sandy," Jonah said. "Gotta breeze."